All right, hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Conversion Therapy, or session, I should say. I'm one of your hosts, Justin.
I'm one of your hosts, Jordan.
And yeah, welcome back. Today we got some fun topics set up for us today, as always. Should we just go straight into it, or like,
Let's do it.
okay, then you start off,
All
girl.
right. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is recently New Zealand has put in effect, they're sort of grandfathering in a smoking ban. So what that entails is basically in 4 to 5 years, I don't remember exactly, it's going to be illegal to buy tobacco products. So basically what they're saying is anybody aged 14 and under currently will in their lifetime never be able to legally buy tobacco products in the country of New Zealand. So yeah, we're going to discuss stuff.
How do you feel about the ban, Jordan?
um I don't agree with it. I think that so like I think that, but I think why I don't agree with it sort of goes along with like I believe that all drugs should be decriminalized. I think if somebody wants to do heroin and like ruin their health and their social life and like I think that like that honestly like that might sound odd, but it should be their right to. And the reason I think that is because so first of all, if you're so if there's a legal market to buy today prohibited drugs, they're going to be cleaner. So there's going to be less issues with fentanyl. I mean, you're still going to have people buying on the black market because it'll be cheaper, as we've seen with like Canada legalizing marijuana. But the black market will obviously decrease, which means organized crime around drugs will decrease. Yeah, I just think that when you make something illegal, you make it when you make it prohibited, you make people reach for it more.
I disagree. I think statistics would show that that is false because you look at the amount of marijuana users, at least in Canada, and the number has drastically risen since marijuana has become decriminalized and legalized. And I definitely wouldn't agree with the stance that all drugs should be decriminalized because many of them have insanely horrifying effects, not even just to the person, but to people around them and their environment. And like they're known for horrible effects. They're not known to provide like sanity. I guess you can say in certain situations they provide like a little bit of sanity until they like it wears off. But then in that moment, this person is still viewed as like insanely crazy. And
Mm.
I don't know if I would really agree with the stance. I mean, I think there are drugs that should be decriminalized at marijuana. I mean, of course, in Canada, we don't really have to worry about that. But, more specifically in other countries where you do. But no, I definitely wouldn't agree with that.
Okay,
And
that's
especially because, like, it's not just like affecting one person. I mean, if you have, like, imagine how people like learn about addiction or learn that it's a thing. It's passed on to them by another person that has to deal with addiction. And
okay. So let me. Okay, so here's the case studies. Okay, so uh, historically, Portugal has had a really bad history with rising addiction rates and overdose deaths. Like it became like sort of an epidemic.
mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, like Canada and BC, like OD deaths have been the highest they've ever been. We've had some record breaking months, but so Portugal kind of was at odds with what to do. So they tried a whole bunch of stuff. Long story short, the last sort of resort was they decided to decriminalize all drugs. So what's happened, and this what I just found is dated May 13th, 2021. So since I guess they okay, so in 2001 was when they decriminalized drugs, and since then, this is just reading like the headlines of it. So drug related deaths have remained below the European Union average since 2001. The proportion of prisoners sentenced for drugs has fallen from 40% to 15%, and rates for drug use have remained consistently below the European Union average. And that's before when they were like shattering records and way above the average. So I think that when I don't know, I that's still my I understand what you're saying, but that's still my belief.
I mean, well, I think the second statistic you brought up with the whole like drug related crimes, that's
Yes, I know
obviously
what
going
you're
to
gonna
go
say.
down
I know what you're gonna.
because
Yeah,
they're
no, that's
legalized.
kind of a useless headline. When I was reading it, I'm like, oh fuck, he's gonna tear this
Um,
apart.
but I mean, you brought up the fact that if you have like an open market, there are like cleaner or cleaner drugs,
Hmm.
unless you're using another specific market. But
Hmm.
I think that's going to be a thing when, like you mentioned, that drugs are legalized. But no, I definitely, I mean, I don't know like specific statistics about like drug use and everything because like I don't use drugs. I don't really like talk about using drugs. I don't really know many people that use drugs except for you. I don't.
So
I mean,
you're
you
just
drink, so apparently that's a drug.
you don't wait.
Um,
You don't drink.
no, I haven't drank in a really long time.
So you haven't had like a Summersby.
Yeah, I haven't had a Summersby in like 6 months.
Hmm. Well, look at you,
I know. Look at me go.
fucking straight edge.
I'm as skinny as ever.
Um, but I've lost my train of thought. Continue.
Um, but I mean, like, yeah, like I said, with like certain drugs, I'm sure there are like benefits to decriminalizing them, but I wouldn't agree with other drugs.
Um, but I think that like okay, so a couple things. So black market black market will never go away completely, right? So like this was like a few months after Canada legalized marijuana, but I think it was something still like 33%, somewhere between 33 and 66% still buy like from the places they buy before legalization.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's probably convenience, it's probably price.
Oh yeah,
So I
definitely.
don't think you're ever going to completely eradicate that,
No,
but
not at all.
um, yeah, I but what about okay, specifically what about the New Zealand smoking ban? What do you think about that?
Um, I don't know. It's like it's hard because like I would love to look at statistics on like on overdose deaths or just like drug related deaths due to like stuff like lung cancer, um, and see like how it like I would love to see that in like 5 years or maybe even 10 because this ban is going to affect in whatever 5 years,
Mhm.
or
I
like
think it,
affects 5 years down the line.
I think your data set would need to be way longer than that to see the effects of the law,
I mean,
though.
I guess so, but I mean, or even getting like case statistics from countries that have maybe had the change before, or even like an opposite change, like that it
Hmm.
was criminalized and now it's decriminalized, or it was decriminalized and now it's criminalized.
Hmm.
Um, I would love to see like their statistics when it comes to it. I'll probably have to do more research on like that, but I don't know. It's tricky. I get the ban, but I don't know if it's gonna really be that effective, especially
Hmm.
with just like because it's is it tobacco related products you said?
Yes.
So I don't know if it's gonna be that effective with just those products, unless they have like a list of other products that are already criminalized. Then I don't know if this is gonna really have much effect. Um, I mean, I had like both parents at one time in my life smoked cigarettes, and my mom did longer than my dad did. He quit before she did, but now she has quit as well. Um, Obviously, there's like other ways too. There's like vapes and like nicotine. Is that a thing? Nicotine.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so like I feel like this will like I don't know. It'll like force people into going like cold turkey in some situations, which like that's like the hardest kind of.
I mean, it will, but I mean, they do have like, I don't agree with the law, but they do have like 4 years to figure it out.
And I'm sure they have the options that we have, the whole vaping situation and nicotine in there. And I'm sure there are like,
Yeah, I'm not specifically sure about vaping, but because to me that's a tobacco product, but I haven't looked into that specifically.
well, there are
Um,
vapes that don't use tobacco.
yeah, but isn't that usually why people vape? Because it's like a harm reduction thing. Like
Um,
you're still getting your nicotine.
I mean, I know people that vape just on the basis that it's like the action of like
Mm.
smoking, but you're not
But
actually using tobacco products.
okay, so just randomly, what do you generally think is like more harmful, like in its totality, like social effects, like health effects, tobacco or alcohol?
Probably alcohol.
Completely agree.
Because I think that tobacco use doesn't ruin like your sanity and your like ability to like use, how do I even say this, your ability to like react to situations properly than like alcohol does. And I from what I've read, I also don't I believe that like alcohol related deaths have like are there are more alcohol related deaths than drug related deaths from what I've read. Like alcohol poisoning, drunk driving.
I think the social effects are the biggest part of alcohol. Like alcohol ruins families and it ruins like lineage, like not just like it'll ruin generations of
Yeah,
families.
yeah, definitely. I agree.
So I think what I'm getting at is I don't like this whole like, and our government does it too, but like this whole like picking and choosing of like the harmful things that they allow us to do. Because I think that they're really bad at it. I personally think marijuana is less harmful than alcohol. I think
Oh,
smoking is less
100%.
harmful, but like alcohol is the thing that they have chosen that okay, this will make us money, and this is what will allow them to do.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since prohibition,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I think that too. I also think that, and I don't know if you agree with this, but and I don't know I don't think we touched on this when we talked about alcohol a few episodes ago, but I think that part of the reason also that alcohol is okay by most governments is I think that they know that like to a certain population set, like it appeases them. So like if you feel empty inside from your job and like the things going on in your life, like a lot of people look forward to like a six pack, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like the way they blow off steam. That's like their form of like therapy. That's how they feel good for a while. So I think that's why governments like it too, because it's like these people like it'll keep them like sedated in a sense.
And there are also like many events where like if you don't have alcohol, the events aren't seemingly as enjoyable to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like concerts, parties, like pre-drinking is huge. Going to
Yeah.
like bars, going to like strip clubs.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know what to do in certain social situations unless they're drinking.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, yeah, 100%.
But
But
yeah, I don't know if I would necessarily say I agree with the ban.
so are you saying okay, so but curious, are you saying that like you think that so you're saying that part of the reason why people don't use crystal meth, for example, is because it's illegal? Is that what you're saying?
I think like well, I think it's actually so. Of course, in high school, you had, and I mean, even in elementary school too, you would have programs that kind of taught you about drug use,
Yeah.
and you know they would state like all these effects. These are how many people that died due to it. You know, there's like crystal meth, like heroin, MDMA. Like there was everything there for you. I mean, a fault with the education system, like, or sorry, one of the faults in the education system is the like prominence to focus on it. Like this is only brought up like twice throughout my entire like elementary and high school years. Um, and I think that's a huge problem because like it really like is becoming a point, even with alcohol use, where it's like we had a class in like planning 10 where they would put these like glasses on you and it would simulate the effects of being drunk. And they were like, oh yeah,
Okay.
try to like walk straight in a line, and so you would do that. But they didn't really focus on that, and that is a huge fault, especially in planning 10, because that course is centered around like post secondary shit, and they had a huge fault with that. And I mean, obviously, like I can't fault the teacher because they're just going off of the curriculum, but of what like I've seen and what I've learned about certain drugs, including like crystal meth, um, that's like a heavy addiction issue to where many people don't come off of that, and like it's like a go-to for them. Like
Mhm.
they can't even go to like a different drug.
No, crystal meth and heroin, I've heard are like of the most addictive drugs. Like literally, you do it one time and you're
Yeah.
hooked, like completely hooked, physically and psychologically, everything. So yeah, I understand that, but okay, and I'm not even saying this as like a retort, but like, have you ever heard of he's a prof? I think he was the first African American prof at Columbia, if I remember correctly. His name's Dr. Carl Hart. Have you ever heard of this guy? So he is like I forget like what he is a prof of, but like he's a like the reason I know of him is because he was on Rogan and he's like a really big drug advocate.
Mm-hmm.
And not just like social drugs. Like he'll do like he's like he'll tell you that like he casually will do heroin.
Okay.
But like he's so and Rogan actually fought back on him with like not fought back, but like kind of questioned him on this. But like he Dr. Hart says that like there are basically good things you can take from all these different drugs. Like he says, like, for example, like he talks about heroin and he's like, there's certain nights where like maybe you want to like enjoy your partner and you want to be in euphoric state. So like he's like, yeah, I'll take a little bit. And I know like in terms of like what the way we view drugs, like that's really really controversial. And even like the first time I heard it, I was like telling people like, yeah, there's this guy and he like casually will use like fucking really hard drugs, and it's odd, but like um yeah, just want to put that out there. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just putting that out there.
Why do you have such like a negative view of like alcohol but not other drugs?
um Maybe because alcohol use is so rampant and like I've seen its effects, like its negative social effects.
Yeah, but like I mean,
um
even if like why don't you look at it in a similar way with drugs? Because like if it's only because drugs aren't used as much as alcohol, then that's kind of like
well, I think okay, and I think this is part of the reason too, and that's a valid question, is I think because so with alcohol, with alcohol, like the government says it's fine. You know what I mean? Like we
oh yeah,
know,
it's like conditioned that like
yeah.
and
So like
literally there are families that are like, oh, at your 19th we're gonna throw you a party and
yeah,
like and or even like at Christmas they're like here's a glass of champagne even when you're like 16 or 17 but like shh but
yeah.
it's totally
And
fine.
yes, and even like for example, like and I think I don't know, like I don't know what your family's like, but like in my family, like if I was like if I was 19 or even 18 and I like was like, yeah, I went to this party and I did X, Y, and Z, and they're just like that's part of growing up kind of
Yeah,
thing. Like that's their attitude.
yeah,
And I
I
think
didn't do
that's
that but like
yeah, but
other
like
people did.
that's cultural. That's the way we're like conditioned with alcohol,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
people don't say to you like that's weird. Like you shouldn't be drinking to
yeah.
excess. They think, oh well, like I did that too.
Like if I did,
Um,
I'm sure they would be like I'm sure they would be like, okay,
yeah,
unless
they'd
it
be
was
like,
like some hardcore shit
yeah. So
or to
like
where like I got fucked up, then
so
they'd be
I
like,
think that's why I don't have that same belief, because like I even heard a doctor saying this recently. Like he's saying like so for example, if you go to the store and you buy a pack of smokes, right, like it's all over the carton like how what this is going to do to you, right? And there's this one doctor and he says like I don't know why alcohol gets this free pass. He's like that label should be on like a bottle of whiskey. Like it should tell you the things that this is doing to you, because he's like it's just as bad if not worse. But the government is like they pick and choose what they fight against, and there's no real rhyme or reason to it. And part of the reason too is when I was a kid, like the public view towards smoking marijuana now is so lax. Like, and when I was in high school, like the government was still waging this war against it, and how bad it was, and how it was a gateway drug, and it was going to ruin your life. And then all of a sudden they softened on it, and
mm-hmm.
that left a sour taste in my mouth too, because it let me think that like they don't really know like the reasons why they're choosing to do these things aren't always the right reasons.
I mean, and anything that like I just don't trust the government, so that never really comes into like a decision that I make. Like I view both alcohol and drugs as like in a negative way to the point where I don't really use either of them.
Yeah,
And if I do, it will be alcohol, but it won't be to a point where I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'll have
yeah.
like two Summersby for one night, and then that's it.
And I agree with you. I'm right there with you.
But are you though? Because it seems
Yes.
like the only reason that you just stated was because of the government's like view on drugs and alcohol. Because I said like the question was why do you view alcohol in such a negative way but not toward other drugs, and you basically just said like how the government has treated both of them.
No. I'm agreeing with you in the sense of like I'll never like not know what I'm doing. Like when you're saying I have two Summersby and I like never get to a point where like I'm blackout. I'm saying I agree with you. I'm right there with you.
Oh, you're not agreeing
Yeah.
with me on
No,
like
I
the
don't
you
agree
don't
with you
trust
on
the
any.
government
No, I mean
and
I
like you
don't trust the government. I
well
don't trust the
apparently you
government.
do because you're talking about them in the way that you look at them in a way where like you're like okay if they this affects me and they care about so much about this so I'm going to pay attention to this but like that wouldn't like cloud like they're shady and I don't trust them but that doesn't cloud like my judgment on like viewing something as like
Mm.
negative or positive and if it like the way that you describe it even if it isn't how you think it sounds like you view their like you take into account their actions when you're deciding on if something is negative or positive.
Well, no, I'm saying I don't anymore because I've have numerous examples of like them irrationally choosing what they fight for and against.
But then
So
that's
that's
a
not what I'm saying at all.
contradiction, because you can't just say I don't care anymore and then say a reason that the government is shady as if you care.
Okay, I'm confused. Can you lay out what?
So
I don't even know what we're arguing about right now.
So you said, like, I have said, like, I don't care about the government. That doesn't come into factor in like making my decisions on if something is like good or bad. It's just like my own personal experience with it, or like seeing like other people in my environment's personal experience with them. But then you're like, yeah, like I don't care about what the government thinks either. They're shady. But then like when you're talking about alcohol and drugs, and like when I asked like why do you look at alcohol so negatively, but like you look at drugs in a more like open, positive way.
Yeah.
Then you talk about the government's treatment of both, which I think, like, I agree with you. It is extremely problematic and it's shady, but like, I don't think that it should cloud someone's judgment on like viewing one as better, like one is different than the other. Like, I mean, like, I can understand if you were like, well, I couldn't understand it, but, I would be open to understanding it if you were like, I don't view alcohol in a positive way because like it kills more people a year than drugs do, or like than a certain drug. And I don't know why New Zealand is banning like tobacco use, or maybe even if another country did it, which I'm right there. I don't know why they're focusing on tobacco.
I think you're misconstruing what I'm saying. Is I'm saying that like when I'm saying why I view drugs in like a more positive light than, or like why I don't view drugs the same way as I view alcohol. It's like I'm relating it to what the government's saying about it, but I'm saying I'm saying perception. Like I'm not saying, oh, the government tells me it's bad.
Well, it didn't sound like that because you said the government like 5 times.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like, yeah, I mean, I was talking about how the government's fucking up their.
Oh, of course, they're shady as shit, but like,
yeah, so
that's just politics for you.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think like, I don't know. I think that I mean, I've read a lot about like, even for example, this relates to like not even like drugs and alcohol, but like a lot of early policy based on like marijuana, and even like this is where I was going with it, is like saturated fat, like in our diet, right? It's about specific people who were close to like saturated fat. There was this Surgeon General in the States, like I forget, it was like in the 50s or something, and he found like a correlation between like saturated fat, sodium, and heart disease. But it wasn't a sound study, and it's just been like a principle ever since. And it's the same thing with alcohol. There was this guy that like waged a war against it around the same time, and it's just been a thing ever since. So I think a lot of like how these decisions are made like aren't really based in reason. It's just like, well, it's the way
it's based on like been. Yeah, public consumption most likely. Because I didn't even know about the saturated fat thing, but I don't pay attention to anything I eat.
I don't really know what to respond to that.
All right, you should make a gay joke.
No, that'd be too predictable.
That'd be too predictable, and we're on a podcast, so they would look at me as homophobic.
They would look at you.
But when we're off,
when we're off, homophobic.
Miss Ma'am.
Okay, would you actually be friends with me if I was homophobic?
Is that even a fucking question,
That's
Jordan?
That's what I'm saying. So don't call me a homophobic.
You are. Don't call me a homophobic.
Here, I'm gonna turn the lights on because my friend always gives me shit about the lighting.
Don't. You look so much better when it's dark.
I'm already gone.
You're literally still. You were still sitting when you said that.
Okay. Anyways, do you have anything else to say about New Zealand's smoking ban?
I don't know what else there is to say. Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Do you think other countries will follow suit?
It's not abortion, so probably not.
Yeah, and I mean, can we agree that like Australia and New Zealand are probably some of the most liberal countries in the world?
I don't know how New Zealand is, like specifically. I know their leader, their fucking. Prime Minister. Is it a prime minister in New Zealand?
I think so.
Okay, I know, like,
because they're Commonwealth, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know their kind of views align with like a liberal view, but.
And the reason I'm saying that is because like their policies against like COVID, like just a lot of the policy I've seen coming out of there. Like, okay, listen to this.
I love how like the most successful policies against COVID are looked at as like extremely liberal.
Okay, but
they're liberal. But I mean, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, I'm not saying liberal is a bad thing.
No. I know. Like it's just like the correlation.
But like, did you know, like, and I found this out recently, is like, I'm not, and don't quote me on this, I'm New Zealand for sure. I'm not sure about Australia, but like, so if you leave the country, like I learned this from a UFC fighter, Dan Hooker, when he comes back, what you have to do is you have to win a lottery, because they keep you in a hotel to quarantine, and there's only so many spots available. So you have to like win this lottery as to when you can fly back. Otherwise, you're just kind of in limbo until you win this lottery to when you can fly back, quarantine in this hotel room. So like I remember like when Dan Hooker was 2 fights ago when he fought Michael Chandler, like he was out of the country after his fight for a month, and he didn't see his kids for like 2 months total because he was waiting to like be able to fly back.
And that was to Australia or New Zealand?
New Zealand.
I'll have to look at that because that does not sound believable. But I'll have to.
I looked into it. I feel like I argued with somebody about this who also told me it wasn't a thing, and actually might have was it. It must not have been you because you would have remembered.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was somebody. I argued with somebody about this, but I looked into it. It is a thing.
That doesn't make any sense. Is it like a time basis that you can like enter the lottery? You have to wait a certain amount of time?
Well, like each round when they bring people in, yeah, you can like enter into this lottery, and I don't think it's like
Could you get it like next day?
I don't know that, but I don't think it's a
doesn't make any
lottery in the sense of
sense.
like your chances are like minuscule. But I think that it's like you're not like you have to wait till you get it. I don't think it's just like it's like that your chances are super 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 low. But
That doesn't make any sense at all. I'll have to look into it though, but no, I do not believe it's if anything, if it's anything related to what he's talking about, I think he described it extremely horribly because that does not sound anywhere close to believable. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any kind of sense at all.
Okay, I'll look it up right now.
Because
I know it's a thing. Okay, New Zealand COVID lottery. It's okay. So this article is ABC News, dated October 2021. Every week or so, tens of thousands of New Zealanders play a lottery in their desperation to come home. This I skipped a paragraph. This specific person they're talking about found herself waiting in vain behind 17,000 others in an online queue. New Zealanders desperate to return to their home country are forced each week to do so to enter a lottery for coveted beds in quarantine hotels. As part of its effort to minimize the spread of the coronavirus, New Zealanders requires all returning citizens and residents, whether vaccinated or not, to spend 14 days isolating in a hotel run by the military. Because demand is far outstripping supply, New Zealanders are being locked out indefinitely, despite the right to return enshrined in New Zealand's constitutional arrangements and in international law. And then it just goes on and on.
Dan Coast has been logging on to a virtual waiting room where a few thousand places for returnees open up every week or two, open for slots months in the future. People are assigned a place randomly. And Dan Costa was about 15,000th in the queue, then 24,000th, then another time.
That's the one that I was reading.
Okay, that's not really like a lottery. That's like,
dude, the fucking article says lottery.
Yeah, and it's an ABC article, Jordan. That's a play on words. You know how many times they use that to bait people into viewing the articles? What?
My God.
Are you not familiar with politics at all, especially news
like a
politics?
Republican.
God damn. You sound like you're a Republican, believing every single article headline. I mean, it's not. I do not agree with it. But
did you hear what Mitch McConnell said? I was actually going to bring this up as a possible.
He has
topic.
COVID and he's dying.
No.
Fuck.
He's actually saying that. So I guess they've done a shitload of research into January 6th, the insurrection,
Mm-hmm.
and he's saying that like the public needs to know what happened.
Good.
So But I'm trying to figure. I was trying to figure out from the article like what that means. Does that mean like nothing happened, or does that mean like
No,
Trump
that
is going
definitely
to
means
fucking
something
prison?
because if nothing happened, he'd be like, yeah, nothing happened. But
Hmm.
it's most likely just an inside job, and I'm actually shocked that I mean he probably has no play in it, which is the only reason that he's being like
True.
open about it.
True.
But
I wonder if they're gonna make that public.
what when they talk about your article when they said supply and demand and like how fucking demand is outweighing supply, what are they referring to?
So like I'm guessing the number of beds available and the number of people that are coming back.
Like for hospitals or for hotels?
No, for hotels.
For quarantining? Do they have to quarantine a hotel? They can't just go home?
No, they can't. Not in New Zealand.
Weird. Why wouldn't they just be able to like quarantine where? Well, I guess they're not like fully trusted. Where if they're in a different place, that kind of makes sense. But no, yeah, that's
What my question is, and the article probably says it, is I wonder like if the hotel's run by the military, if like they're still on the if the citizen is on the hook for the charges still, or if it's just like this social service.
for charges. What do you mean?
Like you know how, for example, when earlier in the pandemic, where like if you flew back from another country, your total costs were gonna like be up to like 2 grand to quarantine in Canada. Like they're saying, like with the tests to get a hotel room and this and that. I
Okay.
wonder if it's the same way in New Zealand, or if this is like if it's like paid by taxpayers because it's run by the military.
Mm, that's true. I wonder how many people are also in like how many hotels there are and how many people are in each of them.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
probably
I'm
full.
sure
But I
it
mean,
probably says.
yeah, I mean, it looks like there's like different hotels in like every place because obviously there's going to be different like travel places.
You know what's really impressive though is that so I just this is in the article. So you know like, if they have a 5 million population in New Zealand, 28 people have died from COVID. That's amazing.
Yeah, I would agree. But I don't know. Some people look at that as like, like in relating to this measure put in place, this public health measure, they'd probably look at that as like, it's not worth that.
I personally think the next big step I'm really I'm okay and we didn't even plan to talk about this, but I'm really disheartened by like how far backwards we're going now,
Mm-hmm.
and like the things that are happening. Like I was supposed to
Like
fucking
the
go.
travel restrictions now that they're putting back in
Well,
place.
well, me, I'm more worried. Like my thing, my thing is live events. Like I was supposed to go see Dave Chappelle on January 1st. Like that's not happening. It hasn't been formally canceled yet, but they canceled everything on New Year's Eve. Like it's not going to
Is he the
happen.
one that had like an hour transphobic set on Netflix?
Yes, but if you want to talk about that, it actually was really misconstrued. But
No, it
let's not talk
wasn't.
about that today.
It wasn't
Um,
misconstrued. He just tried to cover his
anyways,
ass.
back to my original point. So yeah, everything's being canceled. Like I'm really like they were literally talking about halting all major sports again. Like English soccer, it sounds like they're halting it for the next 4 weeks. So like, and that's like back to like March 2020. But um, I think that the next big step in the pandemic is getting Africa vaccinated. The richer countries need to come together and get Africa vaccinated
Mm-hmm.
because it's affecting the rest of us now.
Isn't the Omicron variant? Isn't that based in?
Yeah, came from South Africa, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure as well.
This is probably an old statistic, but 2% of Africa was vaccinated probably about 6 months ago. You know what's crazy? Okay, you know what's crazy to me? I actually didn't know this. So I was watching the news yesterday at my parents' place. Do you know 61% of the states is vaccinated, fully vaccinated?
Is fully or first
Six,
shot?
no, fully 61. That's so low. We're like
It's actually
84.
higher than I thought it was.
Really? That's a little bit more than half. Like that's insane. We're complaining and what are we around like 84%?
I have to take a look. Of course, the most fucking liberal states are the most vaccinated.
Yeah. Canada.
How many? Wait, sorry. How many did you say? 61%?
Yeah, it was 61.4, I believe that I saw
Yeah,
yesterday.
it's 61.6 now. It's actually
Okay.
more than I thought.
So what are we at?
Or I guess that's the most recent data.
Mm.
Fully vaccinated. is okay. So received at least one dose. Is this says here? This is from infobase Canada.ca. I don't know if it's really reliable, but it says 81.03% received at least one dose, and then of the total population, 76.26%. But
Sorry,
12 years or older, it's 87%.
Okay.
For fully vaccinated, and then at least one dose is 89.83% for 12 years or older.
Mm-hmm. It seems like it's starting. Like, I mean, the thing is a lot of these athletes who are testing positive, right? They don't have symptoms. They're just doing daily testing and they're testing positive. But it seems like the Omicron is the most sort of effective, shall we say, against the vaccine. Like in terms of like,
Well, they're recommending like a booster shot against Omicron.
yeah. I did hear that there is a company in the States that's working on like a full scale COVID vaccine that would be, in theory, effective against all potential variants.
Mm-hmm.
But
BC's not actually doing too bad in terms of like fully vaccinated. We're at 78% for fully.
So we're below the national average.
No, we're above.
We are?
Yeah.
What's the national average?
76.26.
Okay.
And then Newfoundland is doing the best right now for fully vaccinated. They're at 85%. Prince Edward Island's in second with 81%. Then Nova Scotia with 80.5%. New Brunswick has 78. Quebec has 78. Ontario is 76. Manitoba 74. Saskatchewan 70.
Alberta last?
71. None of its last was 62.
Okay.
Northwest Territories is second last with 70.69. Then Saskatchewan. What?
Yukon's last?
I just said none of its last.
Oh.
Yukon is 75%. But Alberta's fourth last. Which actually is better than I thought, but I mean, it's still horrible.
We had more cases than Alberta yesterday. I was surprised by
that. How many people do we have in BC in comparison to Alberta?
I feel like they have more. Should I look it up, or are you going to beat me to it?
I'll look it up. BC has 5.2 million people. Alberta has 4.4 million. I thought we'd have a bit more, but I mean, I know fucking Ontario is it Ontario or Quebec that's leading? Ontario most likely.
Leading in terms of cases?
Population. What do you think, Ontario or Quebec?
I'm going to guess Ontario.
Yeah, Ontario's 14.8 and Quebec has 8.4.
I thought it was closer than that.
As their biggest. I just know Toronto has a huge amount of people. Yeah, Toronto has like 2.7 million. Good lord.
That's half of BC's fucking population.
Ontario in total is like, what is that, like 30% of Canada's population? I guess just a bit. Oh no, a bit more than 30%. Yeah, Canada has around 38 million people. Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the white vans. Somebody liked my video on TikTok. Wow, oh my god, I'm famous.
Wasn't me.
I know. Yeah, even though you get push notifications when you're not supposed to get push notifications, mister.
Justin thinks I'm like really
creepy,
concerned with like TikToks. So like I've set manual push notifications.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to get push notifications unless it's a live video.
Well, do you want to talk to Samsung? Do you want to fight with them?
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a Samsung. Ew. You're one of those people.
Bitch.
Gross. You're too behind. You're not with us. You don't have iMessage. You're not with the rest of us. Should we move on to our good old Amazon tornado?
Sure.
Okay, wait. Before I even talk about this, I need to make sure I know where it is, because I said before that I thought it was a certain place, but
I want to say Kentucky.
No, I was going to guess Oklahoma.
Wait, no, it was Illinois. Illinois.
Oh yeah, Edwardsville, Illinois.
Yeah.
Is Oklahoma or Kentucky closer to Illinois?
I don't know.
I
But
can't even
think
remember where Oklahoma. I literally don't remember where
I,
Oklahoma is. I know
I,
where Kentucky is though.
I think I remember that there was a tornado in Kentucky, but like then there was another one in Illinois, or like it affected Illinois. I think that's why I thought Kentucky when I was reading about this.
Kentucky. Oh, they're kind of like. Oh no, Kentucky's closer to. Wait, yeah, Kentucky's closer. Oklahoma's just above Texas. It's like
See,
the little.
geographically, like I can't even picture that area of the states.
I remember when I said take the geography
Oh,
or
God, I
US
do
map
so
quiz.
bad.
I really want you to take it and see how
I
you
do
do.
so bad.
Do you
I
know
do-
like what's right south of us?
Washington State.
What's
like I
south
I
of
know
Washington?
I know. Okay, I can do this. Like I'll answer your question in a sec. But like I want to explain. I know the Pacific Northwest. I know the Deep South. I know the East Coast. I even know like
Do you know all of the East Coast?
No, but I know like I have a general idea of the East Coast. I like have a general idea of like the states bordering right under Canada, but like the sort of like the east, like the southeast. I was doing never eat soggy wieners. The southeast and like sort of like that area where Illinois, Kentucky is. Like I am shit with. But okay, so below Washington State is Oregon,
What's below Oregon?
California,
What's to the right of California?
Nevada.
What's to the right of Nevada?
See,
So
now we're getting
Nevada.
dicey.
Okay,
Now we're getting
Nevada
dicey.
has something. So basically to the right of most of Nevada is one state, and then there's a state below that.
Okay. To the right, okay, so one of them is Arizona,
Correct.
right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say the first one you said.
The one that's like bordered or like
Yeah.
to the right, most of it is Arizona.
Yeah.
No.
The other one is Arizona?
Yes. Because Arizona's a border state.
Okay. Shit. Now this next state I'm guessing, is it under Arizona or above Arizona?
Above Arizona.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Can I give you? I don't know if this is a hint. The only reason I know what this state is because I've been to Zion National Park, and that's in this state.
Is it Idaho?
No. Don't even say is it Idaho because you know where Idaho is, sweetheart.
I know.
Miss
I don't-
thing.
I know. But that's why like geographically it would make sense. It's just maybe a little bit south.
I could give you a hint.
Okay, sure.
4 letters.
Utah.
Yes. There you go. All right.
You should have just said. You should have just said fucking Mormon polygamists.
Oh, I don't fucking know that. We literally went to so after I'm pretty sure Zion National Park's in Utah. I'm just gonna look it up just to make sure, and then I'll tell a story. Yeah, it's in Utah. Cool. But yeah, we went there when we went to Vegas. And so we went to a corner store as we were coming back. Holy fuck! Every single person in that corner store had a Trump hat. It was
Oh,
bad.
really?
It was bad.
Well, Utah is known as like a very religious state, and even like I heard that actually this is true even in like my dad told me in Tennessee. There's like towns where like you can't buy alcohol like any time of day ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting.
Do you know where Tennessee is?
I know what the state is shaped like, but no, I don't. know
Yeah,
where it
okay,
is.
same. That's literally the only reason that I know, because like I was like looking through, because like when I took the test, I was like, I'm gonna have some where I instantly know where it is, like Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and then like basically like the left half I knew,
Yeah.
and then like the right half I have a little bit with of trouble with, except for Florida, Georgia, and then like North, South Carolina, and then North and South Dakota, and there's like
See,
whatever.
I'd have trouble with like Massachusetts, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota. Like I don't know what the states look like. I know like if you ask me where they are, I could like circle a general area where I know where they are, but like I don't know like where it is.
Yeah, I think if I retook the quiz like right now, so originally out of the 50, I got 31. I think if I retook it right now, I'd probably get like 40, maybe like 42, 43.
Mm.
Because like I struggled because a lot of the East Coast states, they're really small.
Yeah, they are really small. It's just
So,
like a
like,
jumbled area.
I
yeah.
knew where Maine was. I knew Pennsylvania. I knew Delaware. I knew like Virginia and West Virginia. But like I had a huge trouble with like Vermont, Massachusetts, Maryland. Where's the other one? Oh, like New Hampshire, Rhode Island. I knew. Connecticut. I did not. New Jersey. I didn't even know. But yeah, most of the states that I got correct were on like the western half, or even like mountain southern half. But you don't know where. What about Montana, which you should know because.
Yes, I do know Montana.
Okay.
And for the same reason I know where Idaho
sorry,
is.
between Idaho and Montana, which one's on the left and which one's on the right?
between Idaho and Montana. So there's a state that's separating them.
No. It's like they're both next to each other. One's on the
Okay.
left, one's on the right. So the one on the left, it looks
Oh,
like
oh, you're
a
saying
it
which
looks
one's
like a
on the left, which
boot.
one's on the right?
Yeah, it looks like kind of like a boot. It's
Okay,
like
no,
a
I know. Yeah, yeah. So it's Idaho, Montana
so Idaho's on the
on the left.
yes, correct. Do you know what's below Montana? And I guess to the right of
I
Idaho because
I
Idaho's a long
I hate
state.
you right now.
I didn't. Okay, I'm gonna admit I didn't know this until I took the test.
Motherfuck.
Okay, I'll give
Uh,
you a little bit of a hint.
Is it Wyoming?
Yeah,
Oh
good
shit.
job. And then what's to the right of that? Well, sorry, what's to the right of Montana? I'll give you a
I wish
better-
I wish I had like this American map, just like right where I'm looking. That would be the
Oh,
best.
I,
That'd be
I
the-
thought I have like a thing. I have a map behind me.
so.
A world map.
I'm guessing what's to the right of Wyoming
Montana.
of Montana. Fuck. Is it? I have no idea.
2 words or 2 names, I guess.
North Dakota,
Yeah. Then what's below it?
South Dakota.
Yay! And what's to the right of both of them? I guess the state can be to the right of both. I'll give you a hint. When you were talking about, oh, I don't know where like North and South Dakota are. I also
Minnesota.
don't- There you go. Good memory. What's to the right of that?
New York. Massachusetts.
No. Geez, you're skipping a little bit. So okay, so there's a state that is there, and then there's the state that's like the lake state. You know, like the Canadian Great Lakes.
Oh yeah,
How
yeah.
it's like split up. So this is the state before that state.
I don't know.
Green Bay.
Oh, Wisconsin.
And then what's the Great Lakes state? But it's not Minnesota, not Wisconsin. There's literally one other option. Because I always get these 3 specifically confused.
Not Minnesota, not Wisconsin.
Red Wings.
Michigan. I forgot
Yeah.
about Michigan. Yeah, I should have known that. Fuck.
But yeah, the ones that confuse me, you know how so like above Florida, there's kind of like 4 states.
Yeah.
So like I know 2 of them. I know Georgia is like right above Florida, and then I know to the right of Georgia is South Carolina because I know what North Carolina looks like. But like to the left of that, there's technically like there's 3 states between Georgia and Texas. And I got so confused. So it's like Louisiana right beside Texas, then it's Mississippi, then it's Alabama. And then it's Arkansas. Because remember the whole Vine that is like, why is this Kansas? But this one is not Arkansas. America, explain.
No.
I remember that because I remember specifically where she was pointing to on her fucking.
Okay, let's go to Amazon now. No more
Dang.
quizzing Jordan about the USA.
No more embarrassing Jordan. Actually, you did well. You did
Yeah,
better
I did way better.
You
I
did
thought I
better
would.
than I thought you would after you explained how you
Yeah,
thought you were gonna
yeah.
do.
Honestly, a lot of those were flukes. But anyways, go on.
Mood. Yeah, so there was a tornado in the area of Edwardsville, Illinois. So this article says that there were multiple tornadoes, but I just know it as a tornado. I like haven't really seen if it was a multiple. I've just seen like videos of like there was a tornado, and so I'll just go off of that. There was just one as I'm explaining this, but if there's more, then there was more. So a tornado basically hit an Amazon distribution center, and did you see the aftermath of it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God. Like imagine being in that situation. I couldn't. But so 6 workers died. Rest in peace. And so there were many things that came out of this that said that there was a text, I believe, between a father and then like his wife. And he was saying like, they won't let us out of here. Like I've tried to leave. They say not to go. They won't let us leave. And that was the case for many different people who stepped forward with complaints about this. And unfortunately, the same couldn't be said about, the people that have passed. But it is a very like unfortunate situation as are most situations involving tornadoes or most harmful situations. But it's just, you obviously have gone throughout this year hearing about like Amazon as like a very toxic workplace. You would hear about Amazon drivers having to like pee in bottles because they didn't let you take breaks. You had to work for, like 8, 12, 16 hours straight. They would not let you take a break because you had a certain amount that you needed to do, and you could not like not do that, or else you would like lose your job basically.
Warehouse workers had to run to the bathroom because they
Yeah.
couldn't be away from their spot.
Mm-hmm.
That company just cares about productivity above everything else.
Exactly. Like Amazon is a very like it's extremely busy. Like over the last few years, the traffic it has pulled in has been insane. But at the same time, you should not be creating a workplace where that is something that your workers are complaining about constantly, especially with the wages that you used to provide. And I mean, honestly, still even do provide. I don't think that workers get subsidized the way that they should for the work that they do. And yeah, I think apparently they didn't even have proper like safety protocol in place for warehouse work. Like multiple people have stepped forward and complained about it, and I like yeah, I just it's not like I can even see this and be like, but I don't know because of the situation. Like it that sounds like completely
Well,
believable, and yeah, that is just. Sorry, you were
well,
going to say.
yeah, I was gonna say that the thing that I found too when I was researching this is I noticed that like a lot of the major news outlets aren't even covering that angle of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to dig really deep to even find like the accusations of like they didn't let us
Yeah.
leave. Like,
Anytime that like I find like multiple articles, multiple news outlets, they've always go off of like word of mouth or hearsay. They never show
mhm,
any like concrete evidence or
yeah,
like text messages, pictures, videos, like all that just in a situation like this, which is extremely problematic. And
all of the local news channels that were covering it, like they all just said like, oh, it's a tragedy and people died, and it's like that was their angle
thoughts
of
and
it.
prayers.
Yes, but like, oh, there's only two articles I found where there was news outlets actually covering the aspect of them not being allowed to leave. It was the Guardian and BBC.
Yeah, I know Daily Mail. They had the so I found there's actually a video on TikTok of the text messages between the father and his wife.
Mhm.
Daily Mail also had them.
So
Um,
so one person was claiming that so apparently the first warning alarm went off and everybody wanted to leave. So apparently immediately they were being told no, you can't leave. Um, and apparently some employees were told they'd be fired if they left. And
yep.
and this article in the Guardian also says that I guess in the employee handbook that you're given, it says that one of their rules it says you can be fired without by leaving without permission essentially. So that's sort of like in there in let's what the information you're
Even if
given
it's
when you
in your
start out.
best interest and
Yeah.
like
So one
like
employee.
for your health and safety.
So there was a bunch of employees also saying that, and then when they were told, okay, go to safety, like a bunch of them were directed into the bathroom, and that's where one of them was found dead. Was in the bathroom. I was like, okay, yeah, seek refuge in the bathroom. Like, so like that's what some of them were also told. Yeah, and I don't know, it's fucked, but it's all. I'm honestly not like surprised at
Not
this
at
point.
all. Yeah, there's so many articles. Like this one here is just Bloomberg. I'm just reading like a like the headline from it, and it's like Amazon tornado aftermath. Workers say they lacked emergency training. I've found multiple articles other than Bloomberg that say the same thing, and that they didn't have proper safety protocol in place for something like this, which like is a very. I mean, I don't know if Illinois is like a tornado state, but like tornadoes happen, and like it's like I wouldn't say like they're like common necessarily, but like yeah, it has a very high chance of happening to you. So like no matter what you're doing, you should be prepared for something like that to happen, and especially like in a warehouse.
Especially like one of the biggest companies in the world.
Exactly, where you know that you are going to be. It's not even just going to be like you. There's going to be like tens, if not hundreds, of people with you, working with you. You guys
Yeah.
need to know of a way to make sure that like not just like to cover your safety, but to make sure that everyone else's safety is covered in that warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there might be a place where like one room isn't like if you have like a main what do you call it when you're like in like in your assembly line, like
Like
what's
a
that
muster
room?
point.
I guess so, yeah. If you have like a main one, obviously like I don't think everyone is gonna be able to fit in there or like
Yeah.
go into the same place, so you need to make sure you have like set out ones like delegated to your workers.
Yeah.
um
Well, and I'm piggybacking off of the Guardian for this, but do you think if they were unionized, you think that would have helped?
um it could definitely, yeah, because I mean I don't know specifics of like protocols that are put in place for unions, but that definitely like that could have been a change. It could have been something that could have been
Well,
added. I'm really not too sure because I'm trying to think of other places that are unions and that have maybe faced a problem like this and they've better handled it because of the fact that they're a union. But I can't like I don't really know specifically in that aspect.
I think there's good and bad to unions, but I do think one thing a union provides is it's like there's more of a culture of like not like just like unquestioning obedience, where, you know, like if they were told not to leave, maybe they would feel more comfortable just leaving and then knowing that the union would stick up for them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're an Amazon employee and you leave and they fire you because of it, like you really don't have any recourse without like going to like this, like filing a claim with like a higher body. You know what I mean? Um,
Do you think they're gonna get sued?
I think they should get
Oh,
sued.
absolutely.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it'll all come down to like what sort of evidence they have, of them not being allowed to leave. I mean, at this point, right? It's like it's all word of mouth, but there's multiple people saying
Oh
that
yeah,
they'll
there's
be
like
allowed to
text
leave.
messages between like higher ups and their workers. There's text messages between like people who have passed and their family members. And obviously, like hearing about the workplace environment before this even happened at other Amazon workplaces around the states. Like it
Mhm.
sounds very like very believable. And
Mhm.
like yeah, I just
I think part of the problem is too is these big companies, they aren't held accountable by the public,
absolutely I agree.
like myself included. Like stuff will come out about companies like for example, like Walmart. Stuff's come out about Walmart for years, years. That company just gets richer, they get
Yeah,
bigger because we're all about like the current news cycle. Once it's out of the current news cycle, it's out of mind.
yeah,
Even
exactly.
even if Amazon stuff keeps coming up, like there's like,
Yeah, like I just placed an order
dude, I order from Amazon like every two
because like
days.
there's no alternative really
No, there
for
isn't,
like same day, like getting it tomorrow, like making like I don't know. It's just
and it costs you money to make us like to not support them. You know?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Which like if obviously if there was alternatives, I would go the alternative route. For example, like if I lived in the States and like you know everything that came out about Chick-fil-A and their donations to like anti-LGBTQ like
No.
charities and yeah. So that all came out and they were viewed like they basically went viral for like the fact that they did that. And like if that was a thing, because we don't have Chick-fil-A in Canada. But if that was a thing in Canada, you have alternatives. You have other fast food places you can go to and like that's something that like you wouldn't have to worry about. But something like this, there's really no alternative. Like yes, there's other stores that offer online shopping, but not that like deliver as quick as this and like have as many options as this does and as many deals as this does to where you're going to
Mhm.
get it at a certain point and you can pay for a subscription that you can get like prime shipping, you can have prime video which like has other assets, you have prime gaming on Twitch, like it filters out to so many different things.
Yeah.
um but
And even too, like I like for example, this is just an example, but like whenever I buy a book, I always look on Amazon. I look on Indigo, and Indigo has like their online prices are a little bit different than their in-store prices. I think probably to compete with Amazon, but like
yeah,
Amazon's always cheaper. I never order from Indigo anymore. So like it's just like it's so like for me to like not support them, it's gonna cost me more money.
yeah, yeah, I agree. It's I wish there was an alternative, fuck.
Yeah.
But like if it's gonna like it's hard in this case, but I would because like I would love to just be like yeah fuck them, but like I can't because like if I save money that has many effects down the line for me.
Yeah.
And if this is a way that I can save money, then
You're gonna do it.
I'm going to take it
Mm-hmm.
because I want to better my life and I want to like maybe that sounds selfish, but like I still will stand for like Amazon becoming a union and raising wages for their workers, and I will absolutely protest around like the treatment that their workers have by higher ups and the fact that Jeff Bezos is a fucking complicit prick who doesn't deserve to be in the place that he's in.
I also think too that like this is true for me across the board. Like I'm against companies just in general getting too big and too powerful. Apple is on there. Uh,
Tesla.
Walmart. Yeah, Tesla. The thing about Tesla though, you know what's crazy about Tesla? I found this out recently. Do you know Tesla like doesn't spend money on advertising? Like they never have.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They just have it for free.
No. Like they don't advertise. Like they rely on word of mouth and like just people seeing
Well,
their
then why am I
product.
seeing commercials about Tesla?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Hold up.
I literally had an ad on YouTube the other day.
Okay, without traditional marketing. What they probably mean is like you won't see them like on TV. Let me read this. Well, this actually says too. When was the last time you saw a TV commercial, website banner, ad, or billboard pointing you towards a Tesla? Never, right? But you're saying you saw it on YouTube.
Literally, there's like a new fucking. I don't know. I mean, I don't know like on specific like if Tesla is a YouTube channel, but no, I've definitely fucking seen a commercial for fucking Tesla.
I've never seen a commercial for Tesla.
What was the a Prius? That's what it's called.
Is that what you saw?
No. I'm saying like I never see Priuses like on the road, but I had one in front of me. And I think I really like not seeing Priuses on the road because the one in front of me was a fucking idiot.
Did you throw hot coffee at it again?
I don't. Well, I didn't. I don't. I didn't because I didn't have coffee because I don't drink hot coffee.
Oh.
Wait, what? Does Tesla 3 have fart mode? Tesla has now expanded the reach of its flatulence outside of the vehicle.
Wait, what?
What?
So,
An update to Tesla's emissions testing mode, which is code for fart sequencing, means cars can now fart whenever, and people outside won't be able to escape the sounds. When ready, play
hit a
selected
button and the car
sound
fart?
by pressing the left scroll wheel button using the turn signal. What? To
That's
set this
epic.
new option up, select your desired fart sound, then place the cushion on the external speaker instead of an interior seat. Ma'am. The fuck?
I all of a sudden really want a Tesla.
I don't.
Why?
I don't know. I just hate Elon Musk.
Mm.
Um,
Why do you hate Elon Musk?
anytime a person has so much money, there's already a bad taste in my mouth. No matter what type of like, no matter what kind of person you are. But,
Yeah, but you don't-
Elon Musk is like, isn't he the richest person in the world?
No, Jeff Bezos is.
I don't think so.
Want to bet? Guess not.
Elon Musk, nearing $300 billion fortune, is the richest person.
Hold up. What's your source?
Well, it was the first option that came up.
Among the stocks, technology stocks, and
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That must have changed
Okay,
recently.
why we're always doing this where you're like, do you want to bet? And then I find it before I can say an answer and I'm always right. This has happened so many times.
Yeah, it's 'cause you
So
don't
many
believe-
times.
You know what you should do, Justin? Believe in yourself.
I should. But I mean, I didn't even have a time. I didn't even have a chance to respond. And you know what? I feel guilty whenever I see something and I'm just like, oh, I can use this. Instead of me just being like, oh, this is just off of what's in my head.
So Bill Gates has moved to number 4, hey?
Are you looking at Investopedia?
I'm looking at Forbes. I trust Forbes. Zuckerberg's number 7. Fucking Warren Buffett.
Who's Warren Buffett? I've never.
He's
even...
like the only guy to make like a shitload of fucking money off of the stock market.
He's ugly. Holy shit. Like not
Well,
even
but
now, but like
we're not-
before.
We're not talking about his aesthetic appearance. We're
Well,
talking
they're
about
always white and ugly.
his money.
Every single one of these guys, every single one in this list, in this top 10 list, are white and fucking ugly as shit. Holy fuck. Is that really what it needs to take? I'm there. I'm just gay. That's gonna be a setback though. That's gonna be a huge setback. Okay, holy fuck. Larry Ellison? Do you know who that is?
No, I wanted to know who that the number 3 was. I don't know who they are.
Larry Ellison's ugly as fuck. Fucking Bernard Arnault or whatever
Let's take a look.
is the chair and CEO of LVMH, the world's largest luxury goods company.
Louis Vuitton, Sephora, Tiffany and Co. So like a bunch of companies.
Maybe he's gay. Yeah, I guess so. God,
And then it
every
looks like,
single one of these guys are so
and
fucking
then it looks like
ugly.
there's some Russian guy, Sergey Brin. Google.
Who's Larry Page?
I don't know.
Larry Page's claim got started in the college dorm room. I don't care about this.
Oh, so this Sergey Brin guy was president of Alphabet, the parent company of Google.
Steve Ballmer is one of the ugliest people I've ever seen in my
Steve
life.
Ballmer, have you ever seen that guy? He owns the Clippers. He's always at the
Mhm.
games. He's insane.
He's
like he's
so
on-
ugly.
It's like he's on speed all the time.
It looks like it.
They call him the Mad Clapper because whenever anything happens, he just like loses his fucking mind.
God.
I heard this somewhere that there's a rumor that like so Steve Ballmer was like a Microsoft guy, right? So like back in the day when they were like coding in their garage, like coming up with OS, apparently there's a rumor that he had like a caffeine drip, like he had an IV,
Damn.
right?
Two and 9. God. Every single one of these people are ugly.
Why are you so shallow?
Larry Page, have you seen him?
Why are you so shallow?
I'm not shallow, I'm just honest. Have you
Mike-
seen Larry Page?
No. Michael Bloomberg, number 17.
Ew.
Oh, Phil Knight is number 22. He's the Nike shoe guy.
Oh my god, wow. In 2020, the 34th annual Forbes list of the world billionaires, fucking Walmart's people were 8, 9, and 10.
Oh, really? Was Bezos number 1 there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
I wonder.
this is Wikipedia.
I wonder when
they
that
have their
changed,
2021. Well, no, they don't have their 2021 statistics wrong. They just have it from back in April, which
Hmm.
now Elon Musk has overtaken Bezos.
Like I'm going down the list to like all the way to 60, and like I don't recognize any of these people now.
At 60,
Now I'm into 70. I haven't recognized somebody for a
what
while.
site are you on?
I'm on Forbes.
Oh, Forbes, richest people in the world.
Yeah. It's like the first thing that came up for me.
Oh, is it the real-time billionaires?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, let me. Oh my God, there's a girl, L'Oreal. Let's go. Love you. She's number 11. All right, let me go down to 60 and see if I recognize anyone. So far, no.
It's fucked. Like the top 10 are very recognizable, but like no one else really. Okay, I'm down past 70 now.
Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
Wait, Dustin Moskovitz, 89. Isn't that the guy? That's one of the Facebook guys. Let's look.
Well, it says the source is Facebook, so I would hope so.
Yeah, but I knew that before I read that. It's only because I watched The Social Network, or I wouldn't have known who that is. Okay, let's keep going.
I love
Eduardo Savern, number 105,
how, I love how we're
Facebook.
spending time doing this.
Whatever. People don't care. They can turn it off.
Yeah, I'm
Steve-
literally down to 169, and I do not know any of these people.
I'm like 130.
Brian Chesky is the Airbnb guy, but I don't know who the fuck he is. He's just kind of cute.
Okay, I'm gonna stop at 160, but I don't know any of these people. Okay, no, I'm gonna keep going. 10 more.
Oh, Jim Pattison,
Where's he?
223.
Okay. Charles Schwab, 167. You know that company?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna look for like Canadian people. Because I don't think I'll know. I mean, there's like a bunch of people from the States, but
David Geffen, 201, the Geffen Records.
no idea.
Uncultured swine.
Oh, yes, that's me. Recognizes 3 in the last 100.
Stanley Kroenke, he owns the only reason I know him is because he owns the LA Rams
I
football
think
team.
Jim Kennedy, I know.
Jerry Jones, 216, owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, well, I don't care about sports, Jordan.
Oh yeah, there's Jim Pattison. You know what's crazy to me is like, for example, like Jerry Jones, right? He's like in the 200s and he's like really rich, but he's like fucking really rich, like top 1%, but he's still like in the 200s. Oh, James Dyson
Oh, I mean,
Vacuums.
in the 200s of fucking how many? Almost 8 billion people.
Yeah, true.
Everyone's just old and white.
Why am I still looking at this? I'm at like 280 something.
I'm at 500.
George Soros,
Oh
290.
yeah, I know him.
He's such a lightning rod for like everybody thinks like George Soros. People are saying that he started COVID. There's such conspiracy theories about George Soros.
There's
I don't know
conspiracy
why.
theories about every fucking thing in the world, especially relating to COVID. Charles Dolan, I know him.
Charles Dolan. I don't know who that is.
562.
Hmm.
Oh, somebody's Spotify. Martin Lawrenson. I don't know who that is, but
Do you know that company only started making money like 2 years ago?
Spotify?
Yeah,
Damn.
it's crazy because like a lot of these tech startups, like including Amazon, like they lose money for years.
Hmm.
Netflix. You know, Netflix is like in the red right now.
Is it?
Yeah, because of how much money they're spending on original programming.
Oh, that kind of makes sense. I mean, there
Yeah.
has been like a lot more like Netflix related stuff.
But think about the competition now they have, right? They've got
Amazon.
Apple.
Like Crave and like HBO. Well, no, I wouldn't really call Crave and HBO. They just like are like hosts of other shows, which I guess that's.
Crave has their own shows, don't
Oh,
they?
they do. They do. I don't know. I don't
think
watch
they
Crave.
do. Well, actually, you know what? I don't know. I think you're right because all the shows I watched on Crave were HBO shows.
Oh, Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
He's 683.
Hmm.
But because I guess he's 4.5 billion. But yeah, Dallas online media, Dallas Mavericks.
Hmm.
Wow, at least I recognized his ass. I would kind of feel embarrassed if I didn't recognize him though.
You ever watch Shark Tank? That's a good fucking show.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Mark Cuban, okay, here's the thing, is he's so nice on that show. Like he's the only one where if the person gets a deal, even with somebody else, he says congratulations. He's the only one that says that. And he's the only one that will give them advice. Like fucking, what's his name? Mr. Wonderful, that dickhead.
I don't watch the show.
The guy that wanted to run for prime minister for like 2 weeks.
I have no idea.
Kevin O'Leary. He'll always try to like gouge people, and Cuban will like laugh, or he'll be like, he'll say to the person, he'll be like, you know what you should do, as in like, don't fucking take that deal.
True. Imagine having $1 billion.
Well, apparently I wasn't thinking big enough. Remember when you said the 3 wishes? I only
Fucking
said
5 million.
500.
I don't even think. No, you didn't. You said 5. No, you said 50 million.
50. You're right. I said 50. Yeah.
Like that's it. Like
No,
what?
I'm
How
not
many
agree-
did I say?
You said $1 billion.
Did I say $1 billion?
Yeah, you said
Okay.
$1 billion.
Good.
I'm not a greedy bitch.
Not even being greedy. You're just, and you don't even have money to give to others in charity. Like the
Who
hell?
said I wanted to?
You should. You could probably do a good job at fucking contributing towards ending world hunger and providing housing for people that don't have fucking housing in other third world countries.
Is that what
Miss
you'd
Ma'am.
actually do?
Yes,
with your part of your $1
absolutely.
billion?
Absolutely.
So you'd be like Bill
I
Gates.
like every single time, and this is like criticism that I have to people that make too much money and like you use it all for yourself. Like you don't need that much money. You don't. Like yes, you have it, but you don't need it, and you can do so many good things with that money, and it's just
Do you
so
know who
fucking
deserves
annoying.
a lot of credit on that front?
Who?
Bill Gates.
Actually, I kind of agree. Did you hear this story about how like I guess his limo or something like that got pulled over and like it like stalled, and somebody else came out and like helped him and stuff, and like I don't know if it was like a flat tire or whatever, or just like helps him get it started again. And then all of a sudden, like a couple weeks later, the guy goes and Bill Gates fucking paid off his mortgage.
Oh, really? Well, he's he's in. So him and Gordon Ramsay have done this. So when he's set to pass away, his will is giving away 99% of his estate. Yeah.
What?
So, yeah,
99%.
So he's leaving each of his kids like 20 million because he doesn't want, like, he wants them to set them up, but he doesn't want to ruin their
good
lives.
on him.
Yeah, and Gordon Ramsay's doing the same thing. I mean, he doesn't have as much money as Bill Gates, but same thing. He wants to give his kids like 20 million.
Where's Bill Gates? Where's that 99% going?
He's donating it. I don't know where specifically, but like but like when they were listing Jeff Bezos as the richest man in the world, they were saying that Bill Gates would be way richer than Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Had he not donated so much money.
Yeah.
So respect.
100%.
Should we end it here?
I was gonna say, I know we have like our third thing, but it's kind of coming to the point where we're ending. Yeah, let's think of
the sesh.
Do you have one?
No. Do you?
No, I don't. Trying to think of like what we haven't done. Have we done favorite TV shows?
I think so.
I know we've done movies.
Okay, let's just do it anyways.
No, because just in case we haven't, I don't want to loop it. I don't want to overlap. Would you do everything like that, like a normal day consists of, nude for $1 million?
Yes.
Okay. Like, and like you couldn't get fired. Like it was all allowed. It was just like the morality of knowing that you've done something like that.
Yes, I would do that.
Yeah, I would as well. What's like the lowest you would go with that? Like with that task, the lowest amount you'd be paid?
I do it for $100,000.
Yeah, I would actually. I would probably agree. You wouldn't do it for 50?
No.
Really?
You would?
What about 99 grand?
Yes.
Okay, well then we can go lower. 98?
Yes.
97?
I'd probably do it for anywhere up to $75,000.
Anywhere up to or starting at?
Starting at. Like up to, like going down. My bad.
Like up to but down. So down to. You wouldn't do 74 grand?
No.
I don't know where I might do it for 50 grand. Just because like I think I have like a different like perception on what I would do regarding like nudity and like my body, just on the basis that like I'm a bottom. So like I know it doesn't really affect my life in terms of like in bed, like, you know what I mean, like sexually, and like it doesn't affect my life because I don't give like much of a shit of what people think of me.
Yeah.
And like, cause like I'm already like used to it, but at the same time, it's like obviously like morality and uncomfortableness. But like for a certain amount of money, I could probably do it for 50 grand. But yeah, back to
Okay, good. Do you mind if we end this though? Because I actually really have to go to the bathroom, and I don't want to say something you're gonna talk about for the next 3 weeks.
Bitch, no. On the basis of that, you made that comment. No. If you didn't make that comment, I probably would have let you.
Okay. I got 3 more minutes, and I'm signing out.
Well, you need to think of something too, Miss Ma'am.
Well, I can't. I can't
well,
even think
then
properly.
try.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Then try. Favorite and least favorite motherfucking flower.
Favorite is chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum.
What is that?
Chrysanthemum flower.
Okay.
Least favorite? I don't know. I don't discriminate against flowers. How about you?
Well, like it's not even like
Maybe like
it could just be like the
Maybe
worst
like a
of the
daisy.
best. A daisy? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, go.
My favorite is a rose. If anything, it would be like a white rose. A white rose.
Shout out Mr. Robot.
My least favorite is. I'm trying to think, but like I don't want to like. Here I have this picture in front of me. I don't want to choose what I'm about to choose because I would feel bad. But of the ones that I'm seeing so far, chrysanthemum.
Yeah.
Because like yeah, they're really ugly. They're just like a more like bloomed sunflower without the green.
I like it when you dislike things that I like.
I know because I'm smart and you're not.
No, because I hate you.
Oh, the camellia is kind of cute. I kind of like that. Oh, oh, daffodil. I do not like daffodils.
I'm gonna give a shout out to the ginkgo. Where's my ginkgo?
What's the ginkgo?
There's my ginkgo. Up here.
I don't know what that is.
Look it up. Ginkgo flower.
But yeah, I'd probably say a daffodil or a chrysanthemum. Is it Jinko?
Gin.
Oh, Ginko. Wait, spell it.
I'd have to go on Google.
It's Ginkgo.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. That's what it is? It's like a... Wait, no, that's a tree. What? Oh, that's what it looks like?
Yeah, there's like, but it is a tree, but like the ginkgo flower. Like it
No,
has
yeah,
flowers.
I see it now. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I could see that. That's kind of cool. Okay, now you think of something.
So yeah, I have an idea.
Okay.
How about a food that you have to eat for the rest of your life,
Okay.
but it can never make you sick. It can never make you fat. It can never like give you disease.
But you can have it like any time you want.
Yeah.
Will it make you feel full? Or can you just have it?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
If you don't want to feel full, then you can eat it forever. I'd like to feel full off it. So
yeah, I feel like after a certain amount you should feel full, or else it's just like kind of
So-
what's the that's difficult because I don't know if I want to go like the dinner route or like the dessert. Well, do you have one?
Yeah, I have one.
Okay, what's
So
yours?
for me, like this might not seem like really like a big deal because
Okay.
most people can probably eat it, but like I have like a whole bunch of food intolerances. So me, I'd pick sushi, and specifically I'd pick California rolls because California rolls I currently can't eat.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because like
Fuck me up.
in the back of my head there's like sushi, there's like burritos, but I'm like I feel like I need to be like specific with what I choose. So I'm going to agree and then like switch up the roll. So I agree with sushi and I'm gonna switch it up to a deep fried spicy California roll.
Good choice.
That's a
So we actually
good-ass
kind of agreed
motherfucking-
on something. I don't like that. Can you just say that you hate California rolls?
I said spicy. I said deep fried.
it's the same. It's the same thing.
Uh-uh.
A deep fried piece of shit is still a piece of shit.
You like what is it that you like? Sriracha, Tabasco?
Tabasco.
Oh. Your definition of spicy is not the proper definition that I have.
You know what I almost bought the other day? You ever watch I've asked you this like 7 times and you always get mad at me. But I haven't asked you this on camera. Have you watched Hot Ones?
Are you fucking kidding me? You're asking me this again?
The viewers don't know if you
Are
watch
you
it.
kidding
So I'm
me?
asking
I
you.
guarantee you have asked this on one of our episodes before. Okay, what episode are you talking about?
No, all episodes they always use the sauce.
I haven't watched all episodes, but yes, I've watched Hot. Oh,
So-
you're talking about the sauce. Okay.
The bomb. You remember when they eat the bomb and they always lose? Sometimes
what one is the bomb? How far
it's
into
the
it?
third to last
Okay.
one usually, and that's you. But that's usually like even Chris or I think, what's his name? Something Evans, Sean Evans. He says that that one is the one that even though the last one's the hottest one is the one that people react to like the most. And I almost bought that online.
Who
Then
was the one that like wasn't affected? Was it Lana Del Rey? That
Oh,
like
I didn't
literally
watch
just
that
kept...
one.
Okay, there was one, and I know it was. I want to say it was Lana Del Rey, but it could be somebody else. But like she wasn't affected. She just kept going, and she's like, like it could have been Lorde, could have been Lana Del Rey, could have been Dua Lipa. I can't remember.
I didn't watch any of those ones.
I mean, I don't know if all three of them have, but I know it was. It should. I think it was one of them. But yeah, they just weren't, and it showed like a comparison as to how she reacted toward how like other people reacted.
Yeah.
How they were like sweating and crying and they needed milk, and she's just like, like yeah, like just casual conversation with the guy. It was so funny. All right,
Okay,
does
let's end
Daddy
this.
need to urinate?
No.
Oh, good.
I'm not gonna say that on camera again because you're gonna talk about it for 3 weeks.
And how disgusted I was, and I would pause and I would turn to stone, and just crumble before you. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for watching or listening or whatever. We had 2 topics again, but like these topics weren't even like case related. They were just like, it's still a good episode. It was just funny. Yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. As always, let us know whatever you want us to know, and we will catch you next time. Bye.